Hey guys, Matt Sciencraft here, and today we are in something that I have been working on for quite a while. I think I I think I had started this back in 1.8 because I remember when 1.9 came around, I had no idea that updates were a thing. So this has been going for quite a while, at least since I mean possibly since I first got the game. So, because I remember not knowing what a shulker was, and spawning one in here to see if I could deal with it. And then I ended up having to switch it to peaceful because it got away. So, this is a Christmas town that I have made. Now, the thing about this town is I have changed nothing except for the church since I first built it. So, I guess I'll just give you a tour. So, over here is the Christmas tree shop. It's the only one that's actually a kind of home. And this is where I first made these trees. So we just have 9 trees, a little tree lot over here. Nice and neat and even. Then we have a really cool rug here, showing off the Christmas trees. We have some little mini trees over here in the corner. And then over in the back, there is a trapdoor, but I didn't feel like using it. We have a random shulker box. I don't know why that's there. We have a bed, crafting table, and a tree. And then we have this fireplace with a nice, convenient ladder for Santa. So, if we climb up here, this is something I used with most of the fireplaces, possibly all of them. It's just, a bunch of, glass and glass panes built up to look like smoke coming out of the chimney. So, actually that's all that's in there. So, next we'll come over to here. Well, it started making noise, so I turned around. This is the nativity set that I've made. The only thing that's changed here is I switched these trapdoors in 1.12 and added this in 1.13. So if we come into here, we have a very well lit floor and a bunch of stuff for sale. In the back we have the coal section. Then a little map here. And then we have the checkout registers, stands, things. And then back here we have, if we go down quite a bit, all of the coal that is sold up there, can't even click, is mined. Hold on, I'm gonna see if my brightness is set to brightest, so I'm gonna flash effect give Matt Sciencraft night vision for 100 seconds, just so that you can see what's going on in here. So, all of the coal that is sold up at the store is mined down here, along with a bunch of bats. Then we have a chest full of minecarts with chests, so that you can send them back. And then if we head back over, in this chest we have a bunch of pickaxes and cobwebs. Then we can just fly up. And then just gonna clear that. And I just realized there's no way out of here, so I'm just gonna... No, birch would go better with the build. So, that's the shop. I picked the acacia doors because they look most like the sliding glass doors you would find in most stores like that. And then, over here, we have the blacksmith with a bunch of Christmas tree stars in here. And okay, so every time I enter, I leave, and then re-enter this world, all of the shulker boxes are emptied. These were originally all full. They had a bunch of clay for artificial Christmas trees. And then if we come into the back, we have a bunch of furnaces, a bunch of crafting tables, an anvil over there. And then we have this, which is just... I'm not sure what it is, but there's gold here, so... Yep. And then the last thing here... No, that's not true. I also have the church. We have this. I changed these to... this is dark oak trapdoors in 1.12. Then if we come to the back, we have a bunch of stuff for baking. And then here we have a cake that is being made. I have fire ticks set off so that nothing burns down. These were originally full of things like eggs and milk, but they're empty. This had wheat and I think cocoa beans. And then over here we have a bunch of coal for the furnaces that aren't doing anything. I used a debug stick for that. And then in the back we have our milk and egg supply, along with wheat and sugar. And this is another thing that I changed. These originally had glowstone underneath so that it wouldn't freeze, but because glowing water doesn't look like something that would be used in a farm, I switched it to slabs so that it won't freeze and the sugarcane will stay. Then here, a bunch of this has not been growing. I have no idea why. This one spot just will not... It's a little annoying because it's a different shade than everything else. So there's one more thing over here, and this is the church. Now this, I am currently in I think the latest snapshot, so that I could use the lanterns. So, I'm going to leave a link to where you can download this in the description. So if you're going to be playing on here, then make sure you are in at least a snapshot where there are lanterns, because otherwise everything will be dark. Then I used armor stands for this, forgot what it's called, the pulpit, and then I just have a book and a piece of paper and a bunch of empty pews. So that's all for this area. I have the giant tree, but that's all for this area. But then if we come around back, we have Santa's sleigh with a button on here. And when I press this button, I am teleported to the area that I have spent the most amount of time on. If we wait for it to load everything in, here's half of its sleigh. Okay, so we're here on the runway for the North Pole. Over here we have all of his reindeer. This button is here just to teleport them all over to here because they occasionally somehow get themselves stuck in walls and then start suffocating. So that's just to keep the reindeer from suffocating in the walls button. This is where the elves sleep. They have a bookshelf here with the loom working as an empty shelf. And then another loom. I'm not sure what that one's doing, but it looks cool. We have lanterns in here too. I really like the lanterns, in case you can't tell. Then lighting around the paths are these candy canes with sea lanterns on the end. Then over here we have the bakery at the North Pole. We have chocolate, cakes, cookies, eggs, milk, wheat, and sugar. Then a bunch of cakes and the most ineffective method of baking cookies ever. But they're individually baked, which means if you burn one, they're not all burnt. Over here we have the gingerbread house. Now there is currently not an interior to this because I can't figure out how to make the interior of a gingerbread house. So the windows are all blocked off. I thought I saw something green there. Yeah, the windows are all blocked off. They're just, yeah. Then this is where all of the presents from in here go. They go into this portal thing, which I don't have anywhere that leads yet. I just think it goes into the Santa's sack. And then lastly, if we come into here, we have the workshop. So we have a giant fireplace here. We have a bunch of elves making different gifts. He's putting the sprinkles on the gingerbread house. He's trying to figure out how to work a debug stick for this command block. Working on a furnace, crafting table. This is the room that I'm the most proud of, just because most of my time and effort went into making this, with all of the armor stands and finding the right heads to use. These are giant rolls of wrapping paper. This is for slicing it off. And then if we come up to the top, each one has their own crafting table. If we come up to the top, hold on, I just saw something I have to fix. Okay. That was the original lighting. This is where they put the presents that are going into Santa's sack. So this just runs through here, up here, goes up more, through to here, then it drops down here. Where am I? There we go. Okay. So then we just have the rest of them. He's painting the top of a birdhouse. He's painting the side of a dollhouse, I think. He's sticking the sugar on the gingerbread house. I reused a bunch of the presents because there are only so many things that can be turned into presents. And then there's a tree with presents here. And then the biggest tree in this world over here with a bunch of presents underneath it. So this is a work in progress. It's like an ongoing project. I'm not sure when it'll be finished, but maybe eventually it will be. But the latest version will be available for download in the description. So if you enjoyed, please leave a like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.